time to breathe a sigh of relief, because none of the party is dead in Conversation Castle.
Not even the minions are dead.
Not even the minions.
Not even Torin, who got blasted so much.
You got close.
Yeah,
Yes.
basically.
Very close.
I only had 2 healing potions. That's all I had to work with.
Oh gosh, that proficiency! Oh, that's so good. Yeah, I got a good level up out of this. I'm happy.
Wait.
I get level 3 spells now, guys.
Wait.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, your proficiency bonus does go up at level 9. But
Oh,
Wait, why do I have a
shit.
2D? Wait. Why do I have 2d10 to my firebolt already?
Do you?
Yeah.
Let me check on that.
HP
Yeah,
higher
it's
because
level
of
5.
50.
Yeah, it's because of... Wait,
It follows your total class, not like
Oh.
spell.
Yeah, because it's a cantrip, that's why. Yeah.
I completely forget. Where do you put in levels in Foundry?
it's in features, I think.
Yeah, you go to
Or-
features and you scroll to the top where it says
Yeah,
class
yeah,
level and you
it's-
just boop and it'll affect a lot of stuff.
Okay.
So I'll do that for the mayor and myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I got that.
So just for my reference, can you post what you found on your side that I said that you listed?
I got the broken sword parts and the sword painting.
Holy hell.
Yeah, I looked at your loot document and it's fucking empty. And
Yeah, I didn't write anything in there because I was busy with everything. It's
Yeah.
it's a bit convoluted to write in there during a session for me.
Because you found a bunch of stuff and identified none of it.
Yeah, basically.
My Arcana checks are now plus 13.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
The session would have gone a
okay.
bit differently if we'd stopped and looked at everything,
That's a
but
lot.
we wanted to do
I
stuff.
don't know if that's correct.
I mean, I kind of was stopping and looking at everything, it felt like.
Well, maybe at our loot.
That's what I
Yeah.
was still trying to
Yeah.
do.
Wait, where again do you do the level up?
It's in features.
You should have a thing where it's like says
Oh, I
barbarian
see,
at the top.
I see.
So, what is it? Yeah, I was like listing stuff off and not like really explaining what it was, so it's
Yeah, it became like, oh, what did he say? Whatever, I'll just ask him later.
yeah, because you found a it was 2 feather tokens, a book, a gun, some leather, it's basically a wallet. A torch that you threw to the side, a rod, a lantern, some gloves, and a horse figurine. Like, none of that is described. There was also stuff that, some like smaller things that I needed to mark off. Because, like, did you take all the ingredients from the scribing desk? Did you, there was like the tables in the materials room. There's like within the drawers there was a vial of acid, and you did not ask about searching those drawers at all. You just looked at the table themselves, and I said, hey, yeah, there are drawers in these tables, and it was never inquired about. So
Since I'm not good with this, sorry. I got 2. I don't know what the level 9 spells are that I can automatically use no matter what. Never mind. Oh wait. Sorry. Never mind.
That's
no,
okay.
like I wasn't saying anything. I finished talking, so
Oh.
I get second level spells.
clap.
Third
Oh, yeah, Jedrick.
levels. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with them.
Nicholas gets the 5th tier of magic, which has some bonkers stuff.
Clerics are fucking broken, and that's the best thing about them.
Raise dead.
Oh, I can now have a zombie companion.
No, raise dead is if someone dies but has not been dead for longer than 10 days, you can revive them.
Oh.
Yeah, create undead is like 3rd level.
You can make zombies. Congrats.
4th level.
Okay. I'm trying to think of the spells that I don't have to select. I don't remember what they are.
Oh man, I remember. What?
I have heat metal now.
Oh hella, heat metal's so good.
Congrats.
Also, I just remembered the spell Death Ward. I remember there was a game that there was a cleric and a person who was like the cleric's lover. They were like guest characters, and they both got hit with hold person, and they were like flying up to the top of this tower. Both of them got hit with hold person and plummeted to the bottom of the tower, and literally like they showed up, slung a couple of spells, got hit with hold person, dropped from the fucking sky, and literally stood up from the table and walked out. And it wasn't until like a month later or so when they wrapped up the campaign, it's just like, oh yeah, both of them had Death Ward on them, and both of them like walked away fine at 1 HP after plummeting from fucking orbit.
That would kind of be a... Yeah, no, I understand the reaction. Agony.
Contagion.
is
That
so
sounds
good.
absolutely terrifying.
I did give Greehold person. Not that it's been
Oh,
used.
we
but-
have a spell missing. We don't have Dawn.
Gone.
Yeah, there's a spell called Dawn, at least in the other Pathfinder sheet.
Oh yeah. Flame Strike, Dispel Good and Evil, Gesh,
I will BRB. I need to guess.
Hollow, Holy Weapon. Holy Weapon's a really good fucking spell. Don't sleep on Holy Weapon.
Plant growth.
Holy Weapon, like, I gave you Scrolls of Holy Weapon. Just for an FYI, it is,
Oh, guess
That's
what
a-
I also get? Greater Restoration.
yeah, that one's really useful.
I have also restoration.
So, Holy Weapon, your weapon emits bright light for a 30-foot radius, dim light for a 30-foot radius, and for every attack made, they deal 2d8 radiant damage on hit.
Yeah, again,
It counts as a magic weapon. It is a bonus action it's a bonus action cast. You can bonus action dismiss the spell to emit a burst of radius. Creatures of your choice within 30 feet must make a con save or take 4d8 radiant damage and be blinded for a minute. So it's really good. I really enjoy Holy Weapon as a spell, especially with if you put it on brawler characters or monks, then their damage just becomes fucking bonkers because they get the I remember in campaign 2 of Critical Role, the monk had the 3 attacks, bonus action attack, and flurry of blows for an additional 3, and laid into an enemy so hard, and that, 2d6 on every weapon strike caused them to do like 12d, or not d6, d8. They did like 12d8 damage plus their 1d8 fist damage, and I can't remember if they enchanted their fists with lightning or something, but they did so much damage. There was like a regular ass enemy who was like kind of tanky, and they fucking dropped them in a round. But anyway, while everyone is doing that shindig, let's go through how everyone felt about session. Eric, questions, comments, concerns?
It was fine. I felt like it was a bit talking too much. Sorry.
You were not talking too much.
Like,
Yes, hey, you were fine.
you were feeling everyone was talking too much, or you were
No,
talking
I
too
feel
much?
like it was like interrupting too much. I mean,
Yeah, no, you
I
were
mean-
No,
fine.
you were good.
Okay.
There were moments where you interrupted me, but interrupting, like if I'm trying to give a description of the room, once again, kind of everyone here, if I'm describing a room or a setting or something that, you have a burgeoning question for, wait until I finish describing it and then react. I was interrupted a large number of times this session. Not specifically by you, Eric. Everyone.
Pretty sure it was mostly me.
No, it was a mix. I wouldn't say anyone really stuck out to me, at least not that I noticed. So, plus a lot of the time it was like you being your character.
Yeah.
So it's
Like
the
how
whole.
I always roleplayed that in my head. I imagine it's just the mayor not really caring what else is in the room. Her mind's just focused on this thing that's in her vision.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, damn, a ghost ballista? Cool. I don't really care what's in this chest. I'm obsessed with chests.
I'm so fucking happy that the meme of the ghost ballista just continued of don't worry about it. And the party did not interact with it at all. But anyway, anything else that you wanted to mention? Did you enjoy session?
It was fine. I think the fight was generally the best thing about it.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. I wanted it to be an intense fight, but also go fairly quickly because turns. I do my best to try and make turns happen fast, and I wanted to add bigger enemies that could just do a thing. What really sucked is I had a variety of enemies who had different dex modifiers, and fucking all of them went at the same time besides one who was like a turn or two. Yeah, they were one turn apart. The fucking party rolled super well on their initiative checks and have good modifiers, so the enemies just didn't stand a chance and got clumped at the bottom. We're like, that stop. I wanted it to be spread out so that it's not like, hey, I'm doing everything at one time. That's fucking dumb. So apologies for that. Dice. But yeah. So was there anything else you wanted to mention?
Not really, no.
Alright, you're free to go if you want, or you can continue looking at your spells and abilities, because a lot of shit changed at level 9. You hit the, you hit a new milestone. Dante, Shane, how'd you feel about session?
I'm happy. I finally got a worthy opponent, and I got to stack some bleeds.
Oh my god, I was so excited to see how bad that would stack. And when I saw, when I was picking enemies, I'm just like, I need to throw in a blue dragon, because if Dante goes for the blue dragon, it's just going to be denied all of its abilities. You're going to resist all of its damage, and sure, it can deal out a lot of damage, but when you're raging, it's
still going to be an accurate, worthy opponent where we're going to be almost on even playing fields.
Exactly. Technically, if I recall, the blue dragon is CR 9, so technically a level above you. Both of you are still doing the 3 attacks per round. You're resisting all of its attacks. Sure, it has more HP than you, but your doubled HP pool, it had significantly more HP than you, but you also had assistance. But the blue dragon did not get its breath weapon back. The white dragon did, and at one point, I was contemplating just hitting Zach with the breath weapon directly, and I'm like...
I mean, Zach could handle it if things went well enough, but ow.
Yeah, the breath weapons are rough. Anything else you want to add? Questions, comments, concerns?
No, not that I can think of.
Alright, Hunter, how'd you feel about session?
I expect a full apology.
For what?
Because at the beginning of the big fight, everyone was like, you're not gonna focus on the small guys? No, because my arrows do fucking 45 damage to these dragons. Of course I'm gonna use them.
Damn, it would have been really nice to know beforehand that you had Dragon Slayer arrows, that thing that you never told us you had.
You've seen
Bench
them.
has used them multiple times.
Yes,
I mean, the specification...
While I was here?
I don't think it was specified
Yes,
that they
I've
do
used them
specific...
in this tower.
I have never fucking seen you use dragon slaying arrows ever.
I used that.
Hunter did mention each of the arrows.
They do
that,
get used, but it
his
was never
character had.
specified that they do that much extra specifically against dragon. Or like,
I did not
Yeah.
know they were dragon specified.
I don't think by the time Demare was in the
are
session.
Dragon.
You might have
bias
just not heard it when it was
mega
mentioned.
ultra heavily.
I don't think she was in the game then.
No, she
In
was
my
not because
games,
that
I
was
have
the
a gag of a goblin slaying arrow.
I'm gonna need help making the holy weapon spell because it doesn't have it currently in this in Foundry, and there's so many factors I have to add.
Slaying arrows are just ridiculously high damage. So if it says slaying, it's a magic.
absolutely
arrow.
insane, and I have 5 of these. These are dragons.
Remember
I'm
that
gonna
one of
use
them
them.
flew off the roof?
What?
Yeah, one of them flew off the roof.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get that back at some point.
Yeah, you'll have to do some searching in the town. Which, once again, I find it fucking hilarious how somehow we've managed to circumvent what you are supposed to be doing, like the knowledge of what you're supposed to be doing. But, like, you're on the right track. It's the whole, you know what you're doing, but you don't know the why behind it. You legitimately pointed out, like, okay, why are we up here and why do we need to kill these things? Like, why are we in this tower?
I don't know,
We've
but
almost gotten to the
It
top.
seems kind of obvious that the illithids, the magical demon creatures, are probably in the magical tower doing magical stuff.
I think we
It's like
just
pretty
broke
much.
something very important.
Yeah, it's super funny to me that
Plus,
you're just like, we're not gonna, dive headfirst into danger, and all the people you've talked to have no idea what's going on, and the ones who did died and weren't able to explain anything, or at least didn't, because they didn't realize how important it was.
How
So,
important we were.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, hey, it'd be like
That
that
will teach him to
sometimes.
doubt Demare Segre.
Okay,
Very least,
Dante's also a simple man and just, hey, there's evil here, I'ma fucking murder it.
the Notebook I
punch it.
feel is a pretty good, confirming lead, I suppose.
So yeah, there's a lot that happened this session.
I got some spells picked out for you.
Dope. Alright, did you enjoy the session, Hunter?
I did. Finally got Sandra into panic mode, and I'm hoping at some point someone consults her about that.
Never. Everyone's gonna glaze over it and nothing's going to be addressed.
Yeah.
So Vriska, how'd you feel about session? Questions, comments, concerns?
I didn't like it too much. The ending kind of made up for it, which was real neat. I'm glad I did that. But then it's just like we go around looting for like 2 hours, and it's just constant descriptions of stuff. I think to myself, am I really going to use this? I don't know if I can find much use for this in any near future. And it's just one room after the other. I did like the sleepy room. That was funny because it's like, oh no, you failed a wisdom roll, but something bad happens, but it's not. You get half of your health deleted because you existed. It's just you fell asleep, and I made a funny joke out of that, and it was real silly and fun. And then Sandra got to show off her thing, which was really fun, and it involved everyone else doing a thing. And
I've been waiting for that magic does not put me to sleep thing to come into play for a really
At
long
long
time.
last, you
actually.
did something with that, yeah.
So
And then, like, the final boss battle happened, and then it's just like, oh, cool, final boss battle. And it starts off real cool, but then I got stunned, and it kind of all went downhill from there. When I kind of noticed that I didn't need it to pay attention at all.
that's how a lot of combat goes.
I mean, usually there's, like, some, like, thing that's going on in my brain, but it's like, I was never targeted, I was never there, can't do much, I shot my gun and it missed things, and it's just like, wow, this combat sucked.
You ran out of the danger zone, and
I was literally in the center for like a couple turns and no one did anything.
I mean, you got targeted with the ice breath, and there were bigger threats on the battlefield. There was a semicircle of allies in between you and the enemy. So there are a couple of Eldritch Blasts that kind of went your way, but not really. And then you ran into the corner and repaired. Did you name the
I
ballista,
made
or
a
is it
new
just
cannon.
Yeah?
I didn't repair it. I made a whole new one.
Fucking artificers.
Kind of got fucked by getting your entire minion squad deleted instantly.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
too. That sucked. But like, my minions are weak. What are you gonna do about it? But still, just it was kind of meh. And my mental image of everything happening in this fight to me was Demare literally standing around as chaos happened around her, and she's just standing. Then she shoots, misses, stands around, gets stunned, stands around.
Sometimes combat be like that.
I guess my real
I've been
final
there
boss
on the
battle was that solo fight, because that was a lot more engaging. And I know that seems kind of simple to say because, of course it was engaging. You were the only person there, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
It felt like there was a lot more decision making and strategizing going on there, as opposed to here, which is just stand kind of far away and shoot them.
that certainly was your choice in the fight, and the rest of the tower, I specifically made it be: here's a bunch of magic items. You can interact with as much as you want. You can try and piece together the story of what happened here. The room where you fell asleep, I couldn't really figure out a way of making that intensely interesting, so I'm just like, hang on a second. That's the shtick of the room. It's not intensely interesting. They're
Boring.
that's the thing. The room is boring, and that's what made
I
the
like
room not
that
boring.
moment I had whenever it was just like Demare realizes the room's boring, and then
Yeah.
a horrific realization comes to her. She's felt like that this entire time.
Yeah, I have to say a good acclamation of essentially how at least you felt about the dungeon was specifically in the scribing room. You walked in, looked for loot, found something interesting in the corner, and shoved it into your bag and walked out.
Yeah.
There was a lot of story behind that, and all of the there were shipping orders, and there were all these things, and it's like, okay, interesting, bag, anything else? Nope. All right, later. And
I mean, to be fair, Demare literally does not give a shit about any of these people.
yeah, but that's
It's
kind
a
of what
giant-
the issue is. You said that you did not enjoy it because
Well, there's
you,
also
as a
those-
player,
The small problem of anytime I try to look at something, it's an Orcish. It's an Orcish. It's an Orcish. You can't read Orcish, and it's just I'm getting the pattern here.
You can ask Zach to read it for you.
I mean, why doesn't Zach just read it then? That was another thing I was thinking of, is that for a lot of the times, it kind of felt like I was... It's just, I don't know. Maybe I just I remember especially with the puzzle, which I was kind of invested in, and I thought, hey, this is a good chance for everyone else to interact with the room.
I was so baffled about that. Yeah,
I tried.
I was just like,
Try.
Demare now is distracted by this riddle and is not loot hungry. Wow, she's not, leading the entire room. She's sitting in the corner thinking, and everyone just kind of sat around. Except for Zach. Zach was doing their best.
I was thinking too.
I was
Well, it
also
wasn't even just about the
thinking.
puzzle. It was about the rest of the room too. There was just kind of an eventual moment in the dungeon where my ADHD kicked in, and it was just this feels kind of like a pattern, and just it's not stimulating my brain at all, and just I really genuinely cannot focus on this all on my own.
Yeah, there was.
That's also kind of why I repeatedly made myself go to sleep, because then, oh hey, Demare can't just do everything herself now.
Yeah, it very much was. I had 2 pages of stuff that all right, let me just grab the loot lists from this, I guess, and hand it over. And like, you know, the part I can't force the party to interact with stuff and figure things out. It's up to the party to do that. And you know, there were gloves that had runes on it. Okay, I put it on. Okay, let's go over here now. And it's like, you know,
I kind of assumed the gloves is like a quick thought in my brain was just like, okay, this is a room of working like really hard on things. These are rune gloves. They're probably for protection against getting exploded or shocked or burned or whatever.
You're not wrong.
That was just like my first assumption. That's also why I didn't want to.
Now, guys, have a good one. Bye.
Have a good night.
Bye.
But yeah, no, it's just like what I never inspected any of the runes on the ground because I just quickly started to assume, okay, they just fit into the thing. Like I saw the runes in the gardening room, and I saw they were kind of color coded, and I was like, oh, those runes probably help manufacture what's going on in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And I see the runes, the work tables, and I'm like, oh, those are probably protected from explosions.
Yeah, like you're absolutely
scrolls, and it's just like, oh, let's protect from scroll explosions or whatever.
He made me redo that floor 3 times.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of the runes, yeah, they were just there for aesthetic. Like, I'm not gonna force you to analyze the stone floor because it looks different.
There was just some of it that I kind of inferred on my own that I didn't feel a need to really inquire too much about. Like that one big room with like 3 different orbs in it. I just thought to myself, that's probably a testing room. I don't want to spend 10 minutes with descriptions on that. I'm just gonna move on.
That's one thing I kind of don't like about having maps is some things are relevant and some things are not.
Yeah.
And when it's all theater of the mind, literally everything in the room is the Chekhov's gun. It's there, like it's mentioned because you need to interact with it. So like having these complex maps, while they look great and there are things you can interact with on it, at the same time, like what is there to be interacted with and what isn't.
I'm gonna be real. I kind of thought that statue was important in some way. Whenever I saw that it was like a token that could be moved, and I was just like, oh, that's probably like a Chekhov's gun. But again, at a certain point, nothing was moving along, and my brain was a little stumped in terms of things. So I was just like, I don't want to hold the party up here. Let's just get going. I also remember last time whenever we, spent the entire session in that one room, and it was just like I expected you guys to go up, and I was just like, okay.
So one thing that I will mention, on the other side of that door, there is a note that bitches about the fucking puzzle outside the door.
This puzzle's fucking dumb. Remind me of
There's also a dead guy in there.
What?
I don't know. I saw an NPC in there while I was fiddling around in maintenance mode. I thought he had a dead marker on him.
Cheater.
I didn't mention him.
It's because he didn't get on the other side of the door. You mentioned the fish that you put there. And the giant sword that you put there.
Well, yeah, because we walked in the room and said, oh, there is fish. There is sword. I'm still proud of that sword.
I absolutely love the gag that I did with the sword of like, well, there's a giant sword here. It's like, no, that's actually a painting of a sword on the ground that if you're looking directly above, like if you're looking at it from directly above, it looks like a real ass sword. But from, your angle as people inside of this world, you can obviously see that this is a painting. And then you open the chest next to it and there's the actual fucking sword inside of it. I just wanted to fuck with Hunter.
You did.
Yep. But yeah, well, I apologize that this session wasn't as,
I did my best, and I don't blame you, Steve.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. I'm definitely, like, I set the DC for the stun to 10, and I guess I just can't use stuns in the game because it fucking just sucks.
I mean, well, like, stun makes sense, I guess, if it was shorter turns, but we have 5 players. We also have a bunch of minions that each player is going to get eventually, since we already have, like, 3 of them already, plus extras that are kept off screen because they're so low leveled.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, if those extras would have been here, then they would have died.
Yes. Well, yeah, that would help us actually with reducing the turn timer time, but but it's like about half an hour between turns.
I would have
Literally
gotten
half an
peck
hour.
through
A
this.
stun becomes a pain where it's like, all right, now you gotta wait effectively about 40 minutes or an hour for your turn because you're kind of fucked.
I would have gotten peck through this.
I believe Peck could have survived, but it would only be because Peck was off screen.
Well, it would have been because peck doesn't stray too far from me, and I'll be honest, I only got hit like twice.
I think getting hit once would have been enough to wipe Peck. Let's be real. Let's be serious.
I did not get
Peck
hit
would-
hard.
Peck would be
would've been
turned into like a small a little brown smudge.
Yeah, you also have an increased armor class now. Peck does not. Peck wears
Yeah.
leather.
Peck dies.
Mm.
Peck explode into like giblets and you cry.
Anyway, B, how'd you feel about Sasha?
Peck is more dragon trauma. I felt okay.
What the fuck? No, Sandra is the dragon trauma.
Yeah, but now Peck is more trauma for Sandra. Because Peck fucking explodes. but seriously, okay, so for session, it was okay. Like, go back off on the puzzle thing. I wish everyone else had contributed a bit more to puzzle solving. I know Nick tried a bit. Sandra and Dante just kind of
Nick tried his best.
I
immediately
was
fucked off.
thinking.
You could think out loud.
Be
It's
more interactive instead of I walk away and go whittle.
like thinking is like I understand like having a plan, but also then just like if you have to hold back everything entirely, it comes off as just sort of didn't do much for it.
Alright,
Kinda
so
sucked. It's just
important question. Do you want me to say anything about the riddle?
I'd rather not.
Okay.
Just like the riddle's the riddle. If it was bullshit or had some stuff, that's just part of a riddle.
I'm not gonna lie, I had to hold back from just Googling it.
Oh, you wouldn't be able to Google it. I made
wouldn't
it
have
up.
worked. I already tried.
LMAO.
You already tried
You
googling
tried.
it. Nice.
I already tried googling it.
Whittle
Yeah.
yourself on Bing.com.
Yeah, I
It
made
didn't
that up,
work either.
and okay, Twisty, because I gave you the riddle and answer. Was it kind of stupid?
It was okay. It was a little stupid, but if there were different characters, different people, like RP, because like to be honest, if Orvid was here, he wouldn't have touched anything. In session like 2 or 3, he literally said, "I'm not paid to think. I'm standing outside." And
Yeah.
then you guys thrashed a magic creating room.
Yes.
Uh,
Lamau.
Oh, that was
so
my
He
favorite.
would like I could have took it if I was in character. I probably would have took a nap, you know, until we were ready to go to the next floor. Maybe played translator.
I'm glad though that like I managed to get my own empty brainness across with the mayor's 10 wisdom, her average wisdom of just she's a genius. She can take a paper clip and a rubber band and make a gun out of it somehow.
One
The
thing,
opposite. He's generally wise, but he admits that he is dumb as fuck.
one thing
That's
that
the
I
wisdom
will,
kicking in.
one thing I'll absolutely say that I enjoyed was Demaire's interacting with inanimate objects of like giving the beaker of whiskey to the skull, and it's like, yeah, you feel the skull, though it does not change literally at all. You feel it appreciated it. And then you like lit the whiskey on fire or something, or told the skull to go fuck itself, and it's
No,
like
I know what happened.
appreciation
Was
decreased.
I noticed that it had like black pearls for eyes, and I was like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna rip your eyes out.
Yeah, if you would have solved the riddle, you could have taken those black pearls.
Did not like that.
Yeah. But you have so much fucking money.
I have so much money.
About your theater of mind, it just because of circumstance of like the token not being there, like the entire game was just a black screen the whole time. But like, because I wasn't playing, is just like not my fucking problem.
Oh shit.
You know.
I'm sorry about that.
You should have mentioned that.
Oh no, it's not that. I didn't feel it was a big deal.
We would have given you the camera.
Yeah.
uh,
Anyway.
sort of doing my own thing.
Yes, I.
Alright, any final comments from anyone?
Next
did like
time,
getting to
trust
stay.
Sandra with the dragons.
Sun is
Next
bullshit,
time.
but that's just because we have so many
Next
things
time,
going on.
clarify that you have dragon slaying arrows.
Well, now you know.
Should have fucking told me before being a sassy bitch, you dumbass bimbo.
It is
I
is
wasn't
unlikely
being
that I'll
sassy
have
about it. I was doing my thing.
Being
It's
a
unlikely
bitch
that
about
I'll
it.
have another free time slot randomly. But, look forward to the next opportunity.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's pretty late, so I do need to get to bed so that I can work tomorrow.
I'll be fiddling with Foundry for a
Work.
while.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I'll
know,
leave
right?
Foundry up for anyone who wants to use it.
I will
Thank you.
as well.
I am
Okay.
adding a bunch of spells to the mirror sheet because. Ooh,
Right, I guess Combo Castle is over then.
yeah, I think so.
Right, well, thanks for coming, folks. See you guys next time.